Okay, how's everybody today on this beautiful Thursday afternoon? Actually, here in Orlando, Florida, we got a little cold front that came in today. Well, over the week, and so it's been like supposed to be the last cold front of the month for maybe for the year. I don't know for Florida, but like I said, we stay in the bipolar state, so you never know what you're gonna get from Florida fathers weather-wise. You get rain, you get hurricanes, you get cold fronts, you get a whole lot of stuff here. Florida is the most bipolar state in all the country. So, today I did a video yesterday on the same thing, but I ain't like the quality of the video. It's probably I don't know why I ain't uploaded it, but um, anyway, today we're gonna talk about some of the things that I found on clearance at Academy Sports, and it was a lot of good stuff that I seen that was on the clearance rack. That man, us being fishermen, I think we would have loved it, and you would save a lot of money. It was 50% off plus 75% off at the register, so you can't beat that. I seen a lot of nice rod reel combos that was what was left, because when they first had this clearance, man, they had some nice stuff on that clearance rack. Father's rods and reels. I didn't get any of those because I have enough rods and reels, so I didn't need none of that stuff. But I did get two. I ran across two, well, three good 7'3" heavy action, heavy rods, fast action rods that I needed for one for worming, which is great. I got another one for a jig, and that's is great. And one I just actually just throw creature baits on. I was throwing excuse me, excuse me. I was throwing a chatterbait on it at first, but I was like, nah. Took the chatterbait off, and I used it for actually I used it for these guys right here. Not those. We're gonna talk about these too, but actually I brought it for these guys right here, these Yomamoto, what they call these, the Yum Nuki. I call them the scoop bait, not poop bait, scoop bait. So, it's a good bait. I caught these. These was also on clearance. These was the only pack that they had left of Yamamoto. These and these guys right here. This is straight Cinco on Yamamoto worm. This is the green pumpkin, green pumpkin purple coffee color right here. So I haven't used it yet. So I'm planning on using this color. I think springtime is a good purple is a good color. Winter and spring. Here in Florida, you can't beat this color because I have some other purple baits in my worm bag that, man, they just chewed them up when it was worming time. I could try to get out the worming stuff, but let me show you these guys. These little scoop baits. People call them poop bait, turd baits, but I call them scoop baits. That's a perfect, like, I mean, you can fish it weightless, no problem. Uh, it's a good bait. To me, it was new to me. I have heard a lot of anglers talk about this, but I have never fished one every time because I couldn't never find them in stock. But I sure find them on that clearance rack and that clearance basket. And fortunately, somebody must have been thinking about me because they left my favorite color in the basket. I appreciate it. Both of my favorite colors. I like anything with green pumpkin. Green pumpkin, I don't care what it is. Green pumpkin has always been a go-to color for me. Green pumpkin, June bug, and watermelon seed, and watermelon, you know, watermelon red. I like those colors. Those colors have always been key on me. Anything green pumpkin, I'm gonna grab. Green pumpkin, black flake, green pumpkin, orange, blue, rainbow flake. I don't care. It's just green pumpkin. I love green pumpkin and I love June bug. So those are my primary colors, almost in everything I get. So like I said, clearance, man, the clearance is on deck. I found a lot of stuff that I liked, and a lot of stuff I like. I mean, I really, really, really like. But I just got basically what I needed, mainly because I didn't want to go overboard buying all this stuff. But I did find a lot of things that I like, and and it's and it was great. So first one, I'm gonna kick it off with this one right here. Actually, I have two of these. Sharp hook. This is the Strike King. The Strike King Finesse spinnerbait. This is a 3/8 ounce, and for me, this was on the clearance rack too. For me, this is the best size spinnerbait for me. I don't really like no real big bulky spinnerbaits like per se like this one. This is a Strike King one too, but I had this one for about a year or two. You know, like this spinnerbait, this is a 7/8. You know, compared to this spinnerbait, you know, the comparison, see how the bigger the leaf, you know, the size difference is. Can I get both of them in the camera? So I like this one more than I like this one. I fish this size spinnerbait way more than I fish this size spinnerbait. But this one here I found on clearance. This is the Strike King Finesse spinnerbait, the 3/8 ounce. I like it. It's also my favorite color too is chartreuse. Anything that looks shady, you know, anything that I can imitate a shad with is head on with me. And I got these guys right here too, up and around. These guys right here too to pair it up with. So it's a good size spinnerbait for me. It's the best size for me. It's more liking for me, and you know I really can play with it. You know, it can get in and out of cover really like a spinnerbait, but I just like the smaller size spinnerbaits. I think the fish can get it in their mouth a little better than that big bulky spinnerbait. These are the Rage Swimmers, and I think it's 3.75. This is the Ghost Shad. These is also on clearance. I love this color, Ghost Shad. I mean, Ghost Shad has been talked about for, I don't know, for a couple of years now, and I love this color. And every time I go and find any lures in the Ghost Shad color, I can't find them. So, like I said, whoever's thinking about me again, thank you, because I found the color I was been looking for some months. So, this is well, you know, it's a swim bait. So I usually use it. I use these more on my spinner baits and my chattel baits and my swim jigs. So unfortunately, they only had this was the last color of Ghost Shad. The last pack of Ghost Shad they had in the clearance basket. Also, I picked up another 3.75. This one here is the Blue Bug. It's a red swimmer too. Black and blue. You can't never go wrong with a black and blue. Anything on the back of his per se right here. You know, I had the right stuff for it. I already got some on it. This is a chatterbait. So I also have if I can get it up. I also have this. This here is a different trailer than this. This is a I forgot what Exxon, I think. I forgot the name of this bait, but anyway, this here pair up great with that black and blue chatterbait. So I got these. Plus, I have some more. This is a chatterbait, a blade. I just said bladed jig. It ain't no chatter. It's a bladed jig. So I also have that, also in black and blue. Also had the same trailer on the one I had, but mainly this trailer, black and blue trailer, gonna be throwing on these. So, do I have anything black and blue? Yeah. Also, I do have another black and blue. Excuse me, another spinnerbait that's black and blue. If I can get it unwrapped. This is a Colorado blade, and again, I don't like the real big ones, but I do throw these. This is a Strike King. I think this is 7/8 too, but like I said, black and blue. You know, so this trailer, you know, is good for me because I throw a lot of black and blue, and I throw a lot of June bug also, and I throw a lot of green pumpkin. So black and blue is phenomenal. It's a nice size too. This is 3.7. Is it 3 point? No, sorry, not 3.75. This is a 3.75, and this is a 3.25. So I think this one here is this one's actually smaller than this one. So Blue Bug, Ray Swimmer. Now these guys on clearance too. And this is the Green Pumpkin 3.75. Green Pumpkin 3.75. Nice green pumpkin color, can go basically with anything, and you know I can pair it up. I already got another one, things on the swim jig, and pair it up good with my swim jig. I can pair it up with, you know, anything like that there with some, pair it up with mainly, oh excuse me, all my spinning baits and chatter baits and swim jigs, I use these type of trailers. So I love that clearance really helped me out because I found some things that I can really use, that was really like colors that I couldn't find. But two of them was in the shop and was thinking about me because they left all my favorite colors in the basket. So I'm glad to know that, So my favorite colors might not be somebody else's likings, but thank you. So I still have some more things I got from off that clearance. Switch up here. I found two great crankbaits in my option that will be perfect. I found this one. Where's the other one? I'm getting them out now. Sorry, people. They're not my crankbaits. I took them out the package. I got another one I really want to talk about, just to talk about it. It ain't really none I found off clearance. I just already had it, but I'm just getting them out. Just bear with me. I'm sorry for all this. I should have been prepared before I even made the video, but I did it yesterday. I didn't even like the quality of the video and the lighting and stuff is going. I'm trying to unhook a crankbait over here, so just bear with me. And if I can show y'all, if he want to come loose, there you go. Put him back in there. Got two more I want to show you. And these are lipless. I'm talking about, I love these lipless. And the only reason I took out a different crankbait, so I can show y'all why I like the style. Okay. This I found. Oh, got hooked up again. Is this one? Why y'all want to hook up with a fish the way y'all hook up with each other? But anyway, this is a 6 cent. 6 cent. I think it dives 2 to 5 feet. I took it out the pack, so I think it's 2 to 5 feet. So yeah, I think it is 2 to 5 feet. This is a 6 cent Go Shad. No, Wild Shad. Excuse me, Wild Shad crankbait. So dial does from 2 to 5 feet. See, I had to correct myself. 2 to 5 feet. Only reason I like this is shady. I mean, it's solid. You can't hear nothing. See, nothing. It's very solid. It's a solid crankbait. Excuse the noise in the background. It's a solid crankbait. And solid crankbaits are very good when you are fishing, I think, a lot of high pressure water, or when that water pressure is real high and no fish really don't want to bite. I think this crankbait will get more bites per se than, because this one here also is a solid crankbait too. We'll talk about that one. I think this crankbait will get more of, nah, that's not the one I was looking for. But anyway, this will get more bites to me than the normal rattle chamber in the crankbait. Okay, so this here is, I can fish it like around, here in Florida, in around grass cover, whatever, but I won't put it in no grass. I like to find lakes that look crankbaitish to me. I have one lake that I live on. I live on it, so I can actually fish this in that lake my home lake that I grew up on fishing. And I haven't used it, but I like it. And I like also that it's flat at the top. See how it's flat per se, different than this one. It's a more round at the top, a little bit more bulkier profile. This one here is more flat. It's not as round at the top. Very, 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 very good shad imitator. So that's a plus. And somebody was thinking about me again when he left this color up there, the Wild Shad. Okay, this is the same. It's not a solid one, but it has a more flint subtle sound. So it's also good for those fish that don't want to bite on high pressure days or finicky fish. And if I want a little bit more sound, say I just want some sound from the silent, I'll go with this one. It's not loud, so it has the perfect sound for me to pick off finicky fish. And these also were on clearance. I found both of these on the clearance rack, and they had like I say, somebody was thinking about me. I don't know who it was. Somebody was thinking about me, but you left my favorite colors on the rack. Thank you. In the basket. You left them there for me. Yes, thank you. Whoever you were. All right. So this is a lipless. Everybody know what a lipless crankbait is. You know, these are more fished throughout Florida than I say these. You know, uh, but I love the lipless and I love the bill crankbait because I think the bill and the lipless crankbait has a time and a place anywhere. You know, here in Florida, a lot of people gonna throw this before they throw one of these. If they throw one of these, they probably fishing around a dock or some rocks somewhere or some wood. Throwing these, you probably fishing more in grass. So these get thrown more than these do. So these actually is the like Florida style crankbait I can say. But this here is a six. This also is a six cent, and I think this one here is a 5/8 ounce. It's a little heavier. Ow! Those hooks are very sharp. I'm talking about sharp, very sharp. They hooking me. I need them to hook a fish. So this is the boil crow, and this one here is the same. It's different. Found this one on clearance. Somebody, like I say, always thinking about it. And this one here is the I think Chad Crow, something like that. I forgot. It's on the package. But anyway, this is another 5/8, and it's also equipped with great hooks. I mean, they've been hooking me since I've been trying to show y'all. So equipped with great hooks, and I love the color on this thing here too. You know, I think I haven't fished them yet. This is the time of the year that I'm gonna start fishing them though, because it's the springtime. So really gonna be using these colors more in the spring, and I want to see how they act, how many fish they can catch, and can I catch a fish on them? Hey, really don't know. I'm gonna find out. What I was gonna say about these are 3/8 ounce crankbaits. Okay, I mean, yeah, crankbaits, 3/8 ounce crankbaits. This one is not. I've been had this for about a year. This is the 1.5 KVD, the KVD Strike King 1.5 crankbait. Uh, why I want to get in this because it's also a silent crankbait and it looks like a bluegill. So these three crankbaits, this one, these two, and this one are more like something that I fish in the fall around this time because I know the bait fish ain't really that big, so I really try to stay in the size range. I fish this size of a crankbait before I go convert over to the real big bulky like these big boys right here. I think these 2.0 or 2.5, but they silent also, but they are, you know, this is the shad and this is the section shad. So uh I fish these more like per se in the summer or even in the wintertime too when the water real cold, but they are shallow diving. So I fish these more in, they die, I think 4 to 6 feet, I think. But I still fish these in open water, don't get me wrong, I do. And I catch fish. But right now, it's just not the time of the year for me to be throwing these big bulky crankbaits off the top. So I'm gonna wait till the water get in the summertime. And or if I catch it on a good warm spring day, I probably throw this color per se. Springtime, a little springish, don't it? Or if I want to go natural, I'll just throw this one too. So, but size wise, I throw more of these, the down size crankbaits more than I throw the big bulky ones right now because of the size of the bait fish, stuff like that. But I will fish these in open water. All these crankbaits like this, these 2 point, these 2 to 5 feet depth crankbaits, I do fish in open water because I'm a bank fisher. So a lot of the stuff I can't really get to with a crankbait on the bank that I think, that I want to get to. So I'm really forced to fish in more open water where I'm fishing at the moment. So I love fishing the current baits that dive 2 to 5 feet. I can make a good long cast, and it's like more. It keep me in the water column. It keep me in that 2 to 5 feet range, and it could be fish suspended in that column of water. So I find ways to I find ways to fish a crankbait where it's more one is it's effective, effective for me, and I do catch fish. Honestly, I'm gonna drink my Pepsi. I do catch fish. Now it's time for these too, like poppers. I have like 3 poppers. I got this one, which is bone, excuse me. This one is a baby bass. Put it right there. And this one is a bluegill. Now, as far as popper game goes, springtime, I really probably would stick with these 2 colors per se before I throw the baby bass. It don't matter. I can throw either one because the fish really don't see nothing but the bottom. But I really go with the pearl. Pearl has always been like a good spring color to me. And the bluegill also, it's springtime too. So baby bass, it's more like a summertime color to me. I'll throw it, but more in the summer when the water's a little bit warmer. But you never know with Florida. Florida is bipolar, like I said. So we get hot, cold, rain. We just don't get no snow. We got snow, North Florida. Say per se like Central Florida, South Florida, way Orlando. Right. I'm in the heart of Florida, Orlando, in the middle of the state. Okay, these are the KBD. This is the sexy dog, and this is I think this one here is the sexy shad one, and this one here is I think one of them was sexy shad, but they both shad patterns, so it really don't matter. I'm just showing you all the springtime baits, and this one here don't got beat up. See that? They've been chewing on. I've been throwing him. They've been chewing on him real good. Actually, I caught fish on him when it was real cold here in Florida. We had that little cold, nice cold front back in January. Hey, man, they were chewing on him real good. As you can see, they chewed more on this one, and they chewed more on him. So that's because I threw this one more than I threw this one. But these are like my springtime. I'm just showing you my springtime baits that I used on the springtime. So as top water goes, this is another baby bass one. Baby bass I really don't use in the spring. I use this more in the summer. It's a good transition from spring to summer. It's a good transition top water that I found. This little guy here, I found this offline, and it's a top water, but it goes under and it does a lot of this stuff, and it comes up, and every time you walk it, it goes down and down, and stop it, it floats back up. And you start walking it again, it dies down, and it does a whole lot of other stuff. Then you stop it, and it floats back up to the surface. So to me, it's not a top water walking bait, I per se, because when you walk a top water bait, it's just going from side to side. It's not dipping down, and it's designed like that. 'Cause I thought something was wrong with it, but no, this is the way it's designed. It's designed to do that type of work. That's how it works on the water. Then you stop it, and it just floats back up to the top. And then when you start walking your bait again, it goes back. It's just like walking the dog, but walking the dog under the surface, which I haven't figured out. But it was different. It was different. It was a whole different action to any one of those top waters I have, and I have caught fish on this. I mean, they've been eating it. Not this year. A couple of years ago, they was eating this thing up. I haven't thrown it none this year, but I might start back. So it was just a bait that I have. To be honest, I forgot about it, but it does catch fish, and I think it caught fish because it was a different action. Some of the fish probably ain't never seen before. As far as being on the top of the lure. That's what I thought it was. I thought something was wrong with it, but I'm like, no, I think it's designed to do that. So I like it, and it's just different. It's a different look to the fish, a different action, and I think it's something they ain't never seen before. So that's why they react to it the way they do. And I just have like, crankbaits really. I haven't thrown. I'm gonna just take these guys out. They in the bundle, and this is like really like all these crankbaits I have. This is another shallow. This is a 2 to 5. This is a Guggen. I want to say Guggen. I can't remember, man. I be forgetting. But I think it's a Guggen Squad crankbait, and this is not a solid one. It's a flint one, you know. So it's more like this one than the other two. It's more like this one. These are more like designed to catch finicky fish. And farthest for me throwing this crankbait, it's gonna be like in some weird. Nah, we ain't got too much of a mud water here in Florida, but we do get cloud. Our water do get a little cloudy at times on fronts. You know, post fronts come in, the storm, the sun come in, get the water all clouded up. I throw this one. I really be focusing on this crankbait more than any other of these crankbaits, you know. But I think in the other time, you know, due to the color of it, I call it honeybee. I don't know what it is. It's more like a. It ain't even. Is it chartreuse? No, it's not really a chartreuse because this is a chartreuse, and this guy here is a Court and Cardell waffle shad, and that is not chartreuse. This is chartreuse, but I think this is more like a yellow. So, but yeah, in that dark water, when the water get a little dark, I throw these. I throw this one, and I throw this one. This guy, I throw more on my spin. I haven't thrown him yet, so I don't know what he does. I'm going to find out, and it's just something I. It's gonna add on. This is a Court and Cardell. I didn't find him on clearance. This stuff I had already bought. I just didn't ever really talk about it. But actually, just I know I'm getting trying to get in tune with the YouTube thing, so I guess I just start doing lure reviews. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with that. But anyway, yeah, I haven't thrown him, so I don't know how he works, and I don't know. It's a crankbait. It's flint. So the way it looks, the way it designs, I think it has more of a tighter wobble because it's not like round and bulky like this crankbait. You know, it's more slender, like oval shape, more shaped like a shad. You know, now if this was in a shad color, I think it would be a real fishy color. I mean, it look natural, but the chartreuse, you can't never go wrong with chartreuse because there's a lot of dark water where I'm at. Anyway, that lake stay clouded, clouded up anyway. So this chartreuse could be the king color back there. I haven't tried it, but I will let you know if I catch anything on either one of these lures. Okay, so it's just dark. Well, I'm just showing you that when my water get a little cloudy and a little dark, I do tend to go to a little brighter color for me. It kind of sometimes it works. You know, it works like this right here. You know, this sets your shad. You know, I really like to throw these probably more on like bright sunny day. You know, and probably throw this guy. This is natural, so I can throw him either or. But I like to throw him on the overcast day. You know, a lot of people be like, oh, I'll throw the brighter color on the overcast day, but I really throw this one more when that water is not as cloudy. And for a stain, it'll be a little bit clearer than it usually is. And that sun is really bright and high. I think this will stand out more. And if it's so, per se, if it is cloudy on a bright sunny day, I'll throw the natural. So I just sum it up like that. Oh yeah, I forgot about these. This is another one I tied him on, I haven't used him either. This is another Court Cardell. This is a crawl pattern. Uh, so I haven't used that. And the way I can tell by the build, it's made to fly along the bottom. So I already know what this is going to do. It's going to skirt a lot along the bottom like a crawdad. So that, and this is, and this is a old Berkeley crankbait. My first official crankbait. But when I called myself when to start crankbait fishing, this was the first crankbait I bought and didn't know nothing about crankbaits until I started watching videos. And I will do a video on that a little later on. But since I got more into crankbait fishing, he's also been chewed up too, as you can see. So he even caught his fair share of fish, and I haven't used him in I don't know for some years. So actually, I wanted to since I'm already doing it, is it tied on? I think I still got it tied on. rod. But per se, lipless crankbaits have been my alternate, like fish catching when it was cold here in Florida. When we did have a little cold front, these were catching. I caught more fish off of lipless and a crankbait than I did anything. Okay, but these are not the exact same lures that I caught the fish on. I'm just saying these as an example as what I was catching fish on in that cold front. I was catching more fish on the lipless and tons of fish on the crankbait, but so much of more not the shallow diving one, more of matter of fact, this is the one right here. I think is it this one? This is the crankbait that I found online. A guy he made those. I think I actually lost the one. But this is the style of crankbait I was using in the wintertime. And like I said, like it looks, the build is not, I really don't have one that's like, the build angle is different than the square build. This is more for shallow. And I think this one here is more uh, diving, but it also, it's going to bottom. So this one here, I think, is more of a bottom technique, bottom bumping technique for a crankbait. It's gonna get down to the bottom and screw on the bottom. But this style of crankbait is what I have been using in the wintertime, and I caught a lot of fish, on my lake, on my lake. I caught a lot of fish, even though the hooks are real, but they small, and I didn't change them out because I like them. I think they'll look. The way it's designed, I think those bigger size hooks probably will have a better hookup ratio, but I didn't lose any fish. You know, So these got high grade quality hooks on them. So, but these little hooks, then I didn't lose no fish. They didn't throw it or nothing. So this was the style of crankbait I used when I was catching them fish in that real cold weather. So it was a blast. So I caught more fish on this style crankbait than I did any other, like the regular shallow diving crankbait when it was cold. So um, I really, right now it's springtime and I'm really trying to get out to worm fishing because I am a big worm fisherman and I love fishing with soft plastic worms. Soft plastic worms have always been my motto. I always fish worms. No matter what kind of worm it is, I always fish worms. So I'm just trying to get out the norm and really experiment with more reaction type baits, but learning about the reaction type, when to use a reaction type bait and when to use a worm. Because a lot of the times, these fish, people say, reaction. I understand that. Yeah, you want a core reaction, a hard reaction from a fish, but Florida is a little different. We have weather patterns that really, I think, just mess the fish all up. But the fish know what they gonna do. Bass know what they gonna do. Bass know what they gonna eat. They gonna know when they want to move.